Global Cache Lock S2X. The session waits for a lock convert from shared to exclusive mode on the block identified by file hashtag and block. Inactive transaction branch. The session waits for a transaction branch that is currently used by another session. Index block split. While trying to find an index key in an index block, Oracle noticed that the index block was being split. Oracle will wait for the split to finish and try to find the key again. Wait time, the session will yield the CPU, so there is no actual waiting time. This is the level of the block that the session is trying to split in the index. The leaf blocks are level 0. If the level is 0, it is a branch block. The root block can be considered a special branch block. The block that the session is trying to split. Instance recovery. The session waits for SMON to finish the instance, transaction recovery, or sort segment cleanup. Wait time. The wait time can vary and depends on the amount of recovery needed. Instance state change. The session waits for SMON to enable or disable cache or transaction recovery. This usually happens during alter database open or close. Wait time. Wait time depends on the amount of time the action takes, that is, the amount of recovery needed. This value can be 1 or 2. If 1, it means that the transaction layer wants transaction recovery to be performed. If 2, it means that cache recovery will be performed. Latch free. The process waits for a latch that is currently busy, held by another process. Wait time. The wait time increases exponentially and does not include spinning on the latch, active waiting. The maximum wait time also depends on the number of latches that the process is holding. There is an incremental wait of up to 2 seconds. The latch number that indexes in the v$latchnameview.to. Find more information on the latch, use this SQL command. Library cache load lock. The session tries to find the load lock for the database object so that it can load the object. The load lock is always obtained in exclusive mode, so that no other process can load the same object. If the load lock is busy, the session will wait on this event until the lock becomes available. Library cache lock. This event controls the concurrency between clients of the library cache. It acquires a lock on the object handle so that either one client can prevent other clients from accessing the same object. The client can maintain a dependency for a long time, example, no other client can change the object. This lock is also obtained to locate an object in the library cache. Library cache pin. This event manages library cache concurrency. Pinning an object causes the heaps to be loaded into memory. If a client wants to modify or examine the object, the client must acquire a pin after the lock. Lock manager wait for remote message. The lock manager waits for a message from a remote lock manager in the same configuration. Log buffer space. Waiting for space in the log buffer because the session is writing data into the log buffer faster than LGWR can write it out. Consider making the log buffer bigger if it is small, or moving the log files to faster disks such as striped disks. Wait time, usually 1 second, but 5 seconds if it is waiting for a switch log file to complete. Log file parallel write. Writing redo records to the redo log files from the log buffer. Wait time, time it takes for the I/OS to complete. Even though redo records are written in parallel, the parallel write is not complete until the last I/O is on disk. Log file sequential read. Waiting for the read from this log file to return. This is used to read redo records from the log file. Wait time, time it takes to complete the physical I/O, read. Log file single write. Waiting for the write to this log file to complete. This event is used while updating the header of the log file. It is signaled when adding a log file member and when incrementing sequence numbers. Wait time, time it takes for the physical I/O, write, to complete. Log file switch, archiving needed. Waiting for a log switch because the log that the LGWR will be switching into has not been archived yet. Check the alert file to make sure that archiving has not stopped due to a failed archive write. To speed archiving, consider adding more archive processes or putting the archive files on striped disks. Wait time, 1 second. Log file switch completion. Waiting for a log switch to complete. Log file sync. When a user session commits, the session's redo information needs to be flushed to the redo log file. The user session will post the LGWR to write the log buffer to the redo log file. When the LGWR has finished writing, it will post the user session. Wait time. The wait time includes the writing of the log buffer and the post. Log switch/archive. Used as part of the alter system archive log change SCN command. The session waits for the current log from all open threads to be archived. Wait time, wait for up to 10 seconds. Ongoing SCN fetch to complete. Another session is fetching the SCN, system change number. This session waits for the other session finish fetching the SCN. Wait time, 1 second. Parameters, none. Parallel query, create server. Used when creating or starting a parallel query slave. Wait time, the time it takes to start all of the requested parallel query slaves. Parallel query dequeue wait. The process is waiting for a message during a parallel execute. Wait time, the wait time depends on how quickly the message arrives. Wait times can vary, but it will normally be a short period of time. Parallel query cref latch. Each parallel query process has a parallel query cref latch, which needs to be acquired before the queue buffers can be manipulated. Wait time, wait up to 1 second. Parallel query server shutdown. During normal or immediate shutdown, the parallel query slaves are posted to shut down cleanly. If any parallel query slaves are still alive after 10 seconds, they are killed. The number of times the session waited for this event. Parallel query signal server. This event occurs only in exclusive mode. The query coordinator is signaling the query slaves that an error has occurred. The number of slave processes that are still busy. Pending global transactions. This event should happen only during testing. The session waits for pending transactions to clear. Number of times the session has scanned the pending_trans $table. Pipe get. The session waits for a message to be received on the pipe or for the pipe timer to expire. Wait time, there is a 5-second wake up, check, and the pipe timer set by the user. The library cache object handle for this pipe. The pipe timer set by the user. The session waits for the pipe send timer to expire or for space to be made available in the pipe. Wait time, there is the 5-second wake up, check, and the user supplied timeout value. The library cache object handle for this pipe. PMON timer. This is the main wait event for PMON. When PMON is idle, it is waiting on this event. The actual amount of time that the PMON is trying to sleep. Process startup. Wait for a multi-threaded server, shared server, dispatcher, or other background process to start. Wait time, wait up to 1 second for a background process to start. If timed out, then re-wait until 5 minutes have passed and signal an error. If the process has started, the event will acknowledge this. Cumulative time waited for the process to start. Queue messages. The session is waiting on an empty OLTP queue, advanced queue, for a message to arrive so that the session can dequeue that message. Wait time, the amount of time that the session wants to wait is determined by the parameter wait time. The ID of the OLTP queue for which this session is waiting. The intended wait time for this session. Queue wait. The direct loader uses a queue of slots for managing buffers. These slots are used for read/write operations. If a new slot is requested, but none are available, then this wait event is signaled. This wait will only occur if the underlying operating system is using asynchronous I/O. Wait time, wait up to 1 second for slots to be freed in the circular direct loader I/O buffer queue. RDBMS IPC message. The background processes, LGWR, DBWR, LCK0, use this event to indicate that they are idle and are waiting for the foreground processes to send them an IPC message to do some work. The amount of time that the session waits for an IPC message. RDBMS IPC message block. This event indicates that all message blocks are in use and that the session had to wait for a message block to become available. RDBMS IPC reply. This event is used to wait for a reply from one of the background processes. Wait time. The wait time is specified by the user and is indicated by the parameter timeout. The background process for which the session is waiting. The wait is for a reply to an IPC message sent by the session. The amount of time in seconds that this process will wait for a reply. Row cache lock. The session is trying to get a data dictionary lock. The cache hashtag column value in the $rowcake view. Single task message. When running single task, this event indicates that the session waits for the client side of the executable. Wait time, total elapsed time that this session spent in the user application. SMON timer. This is the main idle event for SMON. SMON will be waiting on this event most of the time until it times out or is posted by another process. The amount of time that SMON tries to wait on this event in seconds. The number of times SMON was posted when there's some kind of error. Switch log file command. The session waits on the user command switch log file to complete. Transaction. Wait for a blocking transaction to be rolled back. Continue waiting until the transaction has been rolled back. The number of times that the session has waited on this transaction. Unbound TX. The session waits to see if there are any transactions that have been started but do not have a rollback segment associated with them. Undo segment extension. The undo segment is being extended or shrunk. The session must wait until the operation on the undo segment has finished. The ID of the rollback segment that is being extended or shrunk. Undo segment recovery. PMON is rolling back a dead transaction. The wait continues until rollback finishes. The ID of the rollback segment that contains the transaction that is being rolled back. The transaction flags, options, set for the transaction that is being rolled back. Undo segment TX slot. Wait for a transaction slot to become available within the selected rollback segment. Continue waiting until the slot is available. The ID of the rollback segment that contains the transaction that is being rolled back.